Before we start work today, you guys are always asking me about our electric work stands. Someone called them the bike crane, which I thought was a brilliant descriptive word. Anyway, so this is going to be a very, very quick review as to why we invested into these in the first place and why I think most bike shops should. These are the Unior ones, and the reason we got these was originally for e-bikes because they hold up to 40 kilos, and when you're constantly lifting e-bikes up and down, you can either hurt yourself or you can hurt the e-bikes. They get quite big and cumbersome. So the big thing is that you can bring everything down to the ground. It's almost the exact right speed. Anything faster, you'd be a bit nervous. The nice thing is, as you saw there, it's got a cutout just like your car windows. So as soon as something touches the floor, you can see it cut out. It's also got these little adjustment plates just in here, so you can set where you want it to stop, which is really handy as well. So this is the ultimate beauty of the whole system, because you can set this to the height of your e-bike. You can leave this fairly loose to adjust it to the seat post, line everything up, and get a good clamp on there, and then just hit the button. Now I tend to use this bit a little bit loose so that the front wheel naturally goes down and the handlebars don't swing around and touch the frame. After that, I can do this up and I can bring it to the exact height I want to. We normally go all the way to the top, to be honest. And in fact, these do actually come with an extension plate, which I've considered buying. I'm not quite sure whether we'll fit it in with our ceilings here, but it would be quite nice if we just had it a little bit higher perhaps, but it's not a bad height to be honest. Definitely better than the normal park stands, because everything here for someone that's 6 foot is sort of in the right area for me to work on whilst I'm standing. Now, one of the really big advantages, which I never thought about when we got these stands, was how easy it is for doing things like cable routing. So because you can bring this down and swing the bike around, you can suddenly get to things like all the cable entry hatches so much easier. And you've still got that opportunity of making this higher. You have to watch the ceiling a bit or take the back wheel out. But now if I need to work on the headset, I can work on the headset completely horizontally so that things just don't fall on the floor, and yet it still at quite a nice ergonomic height. I've got to say, like, working on cable routing in this direction is brilliant because you can suddenly push things up and grab them all at eye level. You're not sort of trying to like contort yourself into little areas to try and get things sorted. The other advantage is that when you're bleeding brakes, is that you can get the calipers significantly lower than the levers, and that definitely helps get a really good bleed, is being able to rotate these around and make sure that everything is in the right level for bleeding brakes, which is again something I didn't think about when I brought it, but it's definitely been a major advantage in having it. Other really useful little features I love about this: one, it's got 2 USB ports on here. They're only 3 volt. It would be nice if they were 5 volt, but having the 2 means that you can charge Di2 as you work on the bike, which is super handy without having lots of cables everywhere. We've got plugs in the ceiling that we could sort of do that with, but having it on there, it's just so much easier. You can also plug in a SRAM battery, little charger on there, and sort of stick it onto the top with some blue tack, and that kind of works as well. But yeah, that was what I thought was initially a bit of a gimmick, actually turns out to be really, really useful feature. One big thing for us was the ability to plug it into the ceiling. So we got an electrician to run a bit of conduit all up to the ceiling. So we've got these installed and the actual plug socket on the top. So no trip hazards whatsoever. And you can actually lock these as well. So if you do need to lock it for any reason, you can completely lock the function out. And it's written quite clearly up there, 400 Newton meters up on the 100 Newton meters on the way down as well, which is actually quite handy because it's not so heavy that you can put like members of staff on there. They can't really muck around and do stupid stuff on it, but it's good enough to be able to lift even the heaviest of e-bikes, and that's the important thing. So one of the features I really do like is the fact that it's a really small micro adjust lever, so you can really dictate how much you clamp this area here. You can wind it right up if you're really confident, or you can just apply the very minimal amount of force needed to stop things moving. Now, I really like this because these seat posts are literally designed to be clamped in this area. Like, every designer knows that the seat post is going to be clamped no matter what shape it is, and it's the best way to clamp it. So you can clamp it right down next to the seat collar, micro adjust it if you want to. I think it's just probably one of the best clamp systems we've come across, and it opens right up. So if you've got big TT bikes and really wide, you can see just how wide you can get that opening, which is, it's just so useful when you're working on those sort of things. These jaws are quite nice and soft as well. They're easily replaceable with a couple of screws. Parts are really easy to get hold of. So for us, it's just a really, really good clamping mechanism. So the last thing to probably say is the other reason I got interested in these, because I had loads of accessories that you can add on, which in the end I haven't actually invested in, but you can get little laptop stands, which we might do in the future. I think that might be more useful if you're scanning products that you're going to fit onto something, or if you're trying to do e-bike diagnostics in the stand at the same time. That might be quite handy. You can also get little tool trays. Luckily we're quite fortunate here because all our tools and drawers, etc., are just here, and we can access things really easily, so we don't need the tool trays over there as well. But I'd imagine in like a big assembly area that might be pretty important as well. So yeah, on the whole, I would say one of the best investments we've actually made in the workshop, probably second to the part washer, which is a massive time saver, just for the ease of cable routing, working around the bike, ergonomics, and of course safety. When you're lifting big heavy e-bikes and stuff into this, it makes a massive, massive difference. There we go, quick little video as to why we invested so much money into these work stands. If you're at a bike shop, I'd definitely recommend having a look at these. And if you don't, well, at least you know why bike shops like us spend so much money on tools like this, because it really does make a massive difference about how we love and care for your bike when we've got it in for service. If you like this sort of video, please give it a big thumbs up. Get your comments down below. Have you got one of these in your shop? Are you thinking about investing? If you've got any questions that I can answer, get down in the comments. I'll be happy to try and answer them if I can. All right, cheers for watching.